Here's the truth no one tells you. You've done what everyone says to do. You walk every day. You stay busy. You try to keep moving. But still, your legs feel weaker, your balance feels shaky, and everyday tasks are getting harder. Deep down, a quiet thought starts to form. Is this the beginning of decline? The truth no one tells you, walking alone is not enough after 68. It can sometimes mask the very issues that lead to falls, joint pain, and loss of independence. It's not your fault. You've been given only part of the picture. But what if there was a better way, based on science, not guesswork? A way to move smarter, not just more. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn the 8th hidden reason walking might be holding you back, and what your body truly needs to stay strong. And the last piece, the 8th insight, is the one no one talks about, yet it may change how you think about aging and better health. Let's drive in now. Number 1. Walking alone. After age 68, may be holding you back from aging well. Many people believe that walking every day is the best way to stay healthy after the age of 68. While walking is beneficial for the heart and helps keep us moving, it's only one small part of what the body needs as we age. The truth is, walking by itself doesn't stop the changes that naturally happen with aging, like muscle loss, weaker balance, and stiff joints. Walking excessively without engaging in other types of movement can exacerbate these problems. As we age, the muscles in our bodies slowly shrink. This begins around age 50 and becomes more noticeable in our late 60s. This muscle loss makes it harder to stand up from a chair, carry groceries, or catch ourselves if we trip. Walking mainly works the legs, but it doesn't build strength in the arms, back, or stomach muscles. It also doesn't train the body to remain balanced when something unexpected happens, such as slipping on a wet floor or stepping off a curb. Joints, such as the knees and hips, also become more sensitive after the age of 68. The cushion inside the joints becomes thinner, and the natural fluid that helps them move smoothly starts to decrease. If we walk too long on hard sidewalks without strengthening the muscles around our joints, we may feel more aches and pain in the long run. This doesn't mean walking is bad, it simply means it's not enough on its own. To stay strong and independent, the body requires a greater variety of nutrients. A few simple strength exercises with light weights or resistance bands, just 2 or 3 times a week, can protect the muscles. Standing on one leg while brushing your teeth can help improve balance. Gentle stretching every morning can loosen stiff joints and make it easier to move throughout the day. After 68, the goal isn't to move more, it's to move smarter. Walking is a great start, but when we add the right kinds of movement to support our muscles, joints, and balance, we give ourselves a better chance to stay active, steady, and independent for years to come. Number 2. The body. After 68 needs more than movement. It needs purposeful, well-rounded activity. As we grow older, movement becomes more than just a way to stay active. It becomes a form of medicine. However, not all movement is created equal, especially after the age of 68. Many older adults believe that staying busy, walking regularly, or doing household chores is sufficient to maintain strength and independence. While any movement is better than none, the aging body needs something more precise: movement with intention and variety. Scientific research has shown that after the age of 68, the body responds best to exercises that target specific areas of decline, such as muscle strength, joint flexibility, coordination, and balance. Simply repeating the same type of movement every day, such as walking or light errands, will not stimulate the muscles and systems needed to maintain long-term function. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that older adults who practiced multi-component exercise programs, those combining strength, balance, and flexibility, showed improved mobility, fewer falls, and a higher quality of life than those who walked alone. Why does this matter? Aging is not just about moving more. It's about moving better. After 68,
Our muscles are more prone to shrinkage. Our joints are less protected, and our reflexes are slower. Doing only one kind of movement, like walking, doesn't activate the muscles in the upper body, core, or the small stabilizing muscles that keep us upright when we're on uneven ground or stepping sideways. It also doesn't strengthen the mind-body connection that helps us react quickly when something unexpected happens. A thoughtful, well-rounded activity plan should include a few key components: resistance exercises using body weight or light weights to maintain muscle mass, flexibility movements to ease joint stiffness, and balance drills to prevent falls. Even simple routines, such as sitting and standing from a chair without using your hands, lifting light objects while standing tall, or shifting your weight from one foot to the other, can make a noticeable difference. These movements don't have to be intense or time-consuming. They just need to be consistent and intentional. The message is clear. Staying active after 68 is not just about how much you move. It's about how wisely you move. When activity is guided by purpose and variety, the body responds with greater strength, sharper reflexes, and more confidence in daily life. Movement, done the right way, becomes a tool not only to maintain health, but to reclaim joy, independence, and dignity in the aging process. Number 3. Muscle loss and poor balance. After 68 are silent threats to independence. One of the most common and dangerous misconceptions about aging is that heart health alone determines longevity. While cardiovascular fitness remains important, research increasingly shows that muscle strength and balance are more directly tied to a person's ability to live independently after age 68. These two factors often decline quietly, without pain or warning, until a fall, a missed step, or an inability to perform a basic task reveals just how much ground has been lost. Muscle loss, or sarcopenia, begins gradually in our 50s, but becomes more significant in the late 60s and beyond. According to the National Institute on Aging, adults over 65 can lose up to 1% of their muscle mass per year, and this rate accelerates if the muscles are not actively challenged. Unlike fat gain, which is visible and often addressed, muscle loss tends to go unnoticed, yet its impact is profound. Muscles are not just for strength, they stabilize joints, support posture, and control movements like standing, reaching, and stepping. Poor balance often develops hand in hand with muscle loss. The small, stabilizing muscles in the hips, ankles, and core, which help us adjust to uneven ground or sudden shifts, are rarely activated during everyday walking. Over time, these systems dull, and the body's ability to catch itself weakens. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in adults over 65, and most of these falls result from a mix of muscle weakness and balance deficits, not poor walking technique or clumsiness. The most concerning aspect is that many older adults are unaware of these changes as they occur. They might feel a little slower getting up or more cautious on stairs, but often chalk it up to normal aging. In truth, these are early signs that strength and balance need attention before something serious occurs. The good news is that the body remains trainable well into the 70s and even 80s. Studies from institutions like Tufts University have shown that older adults who engage in resistance and balance training just 2 to 3 times a week can regain lost strength, reduce their risk of falls by over 30%, and improve their quality of life. These routines don't have to be complicated. Standing from a chair without using hands, balancing on one foot, or using resistance bands while seated can all activate essential muscle groups. Maintaining independence after 68 is not just about staying active, it's about staying strong and steady. By focusing on strength and balance now, older adults can protect their autonomy, reduce their risk of injury, and move into each year of aging with greater confidence and control. Number 4. Walking does not effectively train the body's balance systems. After 68. Many people believe that because they can walk a mile or two each day without tripping, their balance is just delicate. But balance is far more complex than simply staying upright while walking in a straight line. In reality, walking, especially on flat, familiar surfaces, does very little to train the deeper systems of balance that protect the body from sudden loss of control. After the age of 68, these systems quietly weaken, and without specific training, this decline can leave even the most active individuals vulnerable to dangerous falls. The body's ability to stay balanced relies on three major systems: the visual system, the vestibular system in the inner ear, and proprioception, the brain's awareness of body position through nerves in the muscles and joints. As we age, all three systems begin to decline. Vision becomes less sharp, inner ear fluid dynamics change, and proprioceptive feedback slows. Daily walking doesn't significantly challenge any of these systems because it involves predictable motion on stable ground. Research from the American Geriatrics Society confirms this. Their studies show that balance-specific exercises, such as standing on one leg, walking in a straight line heel to toe, or practicing weight shifting, lead to substantial improvements in fall prevention, far more than walking alone. Older adults who engage in targeted balance training just 3 times a week can reduce their risk of falling by nearly 40%. I recall a patient, Mrs. Turner, age 72, who walked every day and believed her balance was strong, until she reached to grab a dish from a high shelf and suddenly lost her footing. She didn't fall, but the scare was enough for her to seek help. What she discovered was eye-opening. Despite walking 3 miles daily, her reflexes and reaction times had slowed. Her inner ear responses were dulled. And her small, stabilizing muscles, those that protect the ankles, hips, and spine, were undertrained. After beginning a gentle balance program that included chair-based single-leg stands and slow sidestepping drills, she regained confidence and mobility within just a few weeks. The takeaway is simple. Walking builds endurance, not balance. To stay steady after 68, the body needs to be placed in safe, mildly unstable situations that encourage it to relearn how to adjust. Practicing balance in the safety of the home, near a wall or chair, can make all the difference. True confidence in movement doesn't come from how far we walk, but from how well we can respond when something unexpected happens. With just a few minutes of balance training each day, it's possible to maintain stability, prevent injury, and continue enjoying life with security and grace. Number 5. Adding emotion and joy to movement. After 68 is essential for long-term health. At a certain point in life, movement becomes more than a task. It becomes a reflection of how we feel, who we are, and what we still want from life. After age 68, it's easy to fall into the habit of moving just to stay active or because it's good for you. But physical activity that feels like a chore rarely lasts. What makes a real difference, physically, emotionally, and neurologically, is movement that carries meaning, emotion, and even joy. The human brain responds differently to emotionally connected activities. A growing body of neuroscience suggests that when movement is paired with emotional engagement, whether that involves music, memory, rhythm, or social interaction, the brain becomes more fully engaged. Dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins increase, creating positive feelings that strengthen the habit loop. This is why activities like dancing, gardening, or even light play with grandchildren often have a more lasting impact on mood and motivation than a solitary walk done out of duty. A study from the University of Illinois found that older adults who engaged in enriched physical activities, like dance or group movement, experienced greater improvements in balance, memory, and overall well-being compared to those in standard fitness classes. The reason? These activities activated not only the body, but also the emotional and social centers of the brain. I've worked with many older adults who told me they stopped moving because it no longer pleased them. It became another thing they should do. However, when we discovered activities that resonated with something more profound, their energy returned. One woman, age 74, rediscovered her love of ballroom music. We built her exercise plan around swaying to songs she loved while holding onto the back of a chair. Her posture improved, her breathing deepened, and her joy returned. Not because of the intensity of the exercise, but because it meant something to her. The truth is, the body follows where the heart leads. After 68, consistency in movement depends less on discipline and more on delight. Whether it's Tai Chi in the garden, gentle stretching with calming music, or dancing to a favorite tune, movement that feels emotionally rewarding is far more likely to become part of daily life. Physical health matters, but emotional connection sustains it. If movement is to become a lifelong companion, it must be something that feeds the soul, not just exercises the body. And at this stage in life, joy is not optional. It's a prescription for lasting strength, dignity, and resilience. Number 6. Caring for joint flexibility. After 68 is the key to moving freely and living fully. By age 68, many adults begin to notice minor limitations in movement, such as difficulty turning the head while backing out of a parking space, stiffness when reaching overhead, or discomfort when bending down to tie their shoes. These may seem like minor annoyances, but they often signal a deeper issue, a gradual loss of flexibility and joint mobility. Left unaddressed, this slow tightening of the body can impact everything from independence to emotional well-being. The good news is that these changes are not permanent. With gentle, regular attention, flexibility and ease of movement can be restored. The aging process naturally brings a decline in the elasticity of muscles, tendons, and connective tissues. Joints become stiffer as cartilage thins and synovial fluid, which helps lubricate and cushion movement, decreases. These changes make everyday actions more difficult and can lead to compensatory movements that place strain on other parts of the body. Over time, this can contribute to chronic pain, poor posture, and even falls. Maintaining joint flexibility is not about achieving yoga poses or dramatic stretching. It's about keeping the body capable of the motions life requires. Something as simple as reaching for a sweater, turning to greet someone behind you, or stepping into a warm bath should not feel like a challenge. Unfortunately, many older adults begin to avoid these movements, either due to discomfort or fear of injury, which only accelerates the loss of mobility. Research published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy confirms that older adults who engage in regular flexibility and mobility exercises experience reduced joint pain, improved circulation, and greater confidence in movement. These exercises don't need to be strenuous. Gentle shoulder rolls, seated spinal twists, ankle circles, and slow neck turns, performed for just a few minutes each day, can significantly enhance the comfort and ease of movement. The benefits of flexibility extend beyond physical motion. When joints move more freely, blood flows more effectively to muscles and the brain, energy levels rise, and the ability to engage in social and family life improves. It becomes easier to cook, play with grandchildren, take part in group activities, or simply enjoy a walk without stiffness. At this stage of life, the quality of movement often determines the quality of life. Flexibility training isn't about changing how the body looks. It's about protecting how it functions. With gentle, consistent effort, it's possible to move not only with more freedom, but with more confidence and connection to the things that matter most. Number 7. A well-rounded movement routine is essential. After 68, walking alone is not enough. Many older adults have been taught that staying active simply means going for a daily walk. While walking is a valuable part of a healthy lifestyle, especially for heart health and mood, it is only one piece of the puzzle. After the age of 68, the body requires more than just repetitive motion. It needs a comprehensive movement routine that targets strength, balance, flexibility, posture, and joint support. Without this variety, walking alone may leave essential parts of the body undertrained and increasingly susceptible to injury. Walking is a linear activity. It primarily uses the muscles in the front of the legs and hips, and it typically takes place on flat, predictable surfaces. As a result, it does little to challenge the stabilizing muscles in the ankles and core, and it doesn't strengthen the upper body or spine. Over time, this lack of variety can lead to uneven muscle development, postural imbalances, and a reduced ability to respond to sudden or unexpected movements, like slipping on a wet floor or stepping off a curb. Research from Harvard Health Publishing emphasizes that older adults who engage in multimodal movement routines have better physical function and reduced risk of disability compared to those who only walk. A balanced program should include strength training, even with light weights or resistance bands, to slow or reverse muscle loss. It should also include balance work, such as standing on one foot or doing gentle side steps. Stretching helps maintain flexibility, while activities like Tai Chi or water aerobics can reduce joint strain and improve coordination. Take the example of Mr. Diaz, a 69-year-old retiree who began to experience back stiffness and leg fatigue despite walking 2 miles every morning. After incorporating simple resistance exercises at home, like wall push-ups and chair squats, along with 10 minutes of morning stretching and a weekly Tai Chi class, he noticed improved posture, better energy, and fewer aches. His walking became more comfortable, and daily activities such as getting in and out of the car felt easier. The key is not to replace walking, but to enhance it with variety and intention. By paying attention to every part of the body, legs, arms, core, spine, and joints, we not only prevent injury, but also enhance our ability to move through life. A well-rounded routine supports independence, reduces pain, increases energy, and builds resilience. Movement after 68 is not about doing more. It's about doing smarter. With the right combination of exercises, the body can continue to adapt, heal, and grow stronger, allowing each person to live with greater ease, freedom, and confidence every day. Number 8. Aging is not the end of vitality. It's a new chapter for strength, purpose, and growth. There is a quiet myth that follows many people into their later years. The idea that growing older means slowly fading into limitation. After the age of 68, this belief can creep in quietly, especially as the body begins to change. Movements become slower, specific tasks feel more tiring, and some may start to think, maybe this is just how it is now. However, science and experience tell a different story. The aging body is still capable of adapting, strengthening, and even thriving when provided with the proper care, intention, and support. What often holds people back is not the physical body itself, but the mindset that change is no longer possible. This is why education and encouragement are just as important as exercise. The brain remains plastic throughout life, meaning it can learn, adjust, and grow. Muscles, even in the 70s and 80s, respond positively to consistent resistance and balanced movement. Joints stay healthier when they are gently and regularly used. Balance improves when the nervous system is reawakened through practice. These aren't opinions. They're proven truths supported by decades of research in geriatric health and neuromuscular science. Dr. Miriam Nelson's long-term studies at Tufts University, for example, have shown that older adults who engage in simple strength and mobility routines twice a week experience not only greater physical independence but also increased optimism and sense of purpose. Their lives don't shrink, they expand. I once worked with a gentleman named Harold, who had just turned 74 years old. He believed he had slowed down for good. He no longer joined his wife on walks, struggled to stand for long at family gatherings, and avoided traveling because of his back pain. With his permission, we began with small 10-minute sessions, focusing on breathing, gentle stretching, and light core activation. Within 2 months, his posture improved. He walked taller, he laughed more, and one afternoon, he surprised his wife by dancing with her in their kitchen for the first time in years. That moment wasn't just about movement, It was about reclaiming joy. Aging is not a decline. It is a transition. It's a shift from doing more to doing better, from rushing to moving wisely. It invites us to listen more closely to our bodies and give them what they truly need. With the proper guidance, the later years can be enriching, a time not of loss, but of new strength, dignity, and meaning. The journey isn't over. In many ways, it's just beginning. Aging well isn't about avoiding movement. It's about choosing the right kind. What you've learned today is that walking, while valuable, is only one part of a much bigger picture. After 68, your body needs more than steps. It needs strength. It needs balance. It needs flexibility and joint care. And perhaps most importantly, it requires movement that brings you joy and a sense of purpose. This is how you protect your independence, confidence, and ability to live life on your terms. If there's one lesson to carry with you, it's this. Don't settle for just keeping active. Move with intention. Train your body the way it works, through variety, consistency, and care. Start with one change. Add a stretch. Try a balance drill. Hold a light weight. Each small step is a message to your body that you still believe in its power to grow stronger. If this message spoke to you, we'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you're going to try differently starting today? Let us know in the comments. We read every word. And if this helps you, subscribe to our channel now so you don't miss the following video. We'll be sharing more powerful insights. Practica. Maybe some of these habits are already part of your daily routine. Maybe a few of them you've never even thought about before. And that's okay. What matters is that from today, you start paying attention to the small things that truly protect your health. Washing these 7 often overlooked areas isn't just about staying clean. It's about strengthening your immune system, keeping your mind sharp, and showing respect to the body that's carried you through life. The lesson is simple. Real longevity doesn't always come from big changes or complicated plans. It comes from the little things we choose to do consistently. If you've already been caring for some of these areas, keep going. If you've missed a few, now is the perfect time to begin. I'd love to know how many of these 7 were already part of your routine, and which ones surprised you most. Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, so you won't miss the next videos filled with simple but powerful lessons to help you live not just longer, but stronger. Thank you for spending this time with us. Wishing you health, peace, and a meaningful day ahead. I'll see you in the next video. Tips and inspiring stories to help you take charge of your health, one day at a time. Thank you for watching. We're grateful you're here. See you next video. Stay curious and kind to your body. From all of us, we wish you a beautiful day ahead.